Hey guys, how's it going? I'm just going to go ahead and say right now this is probably going to be a shorter video than usual because I really don't have that much to show you or talk about. Quite frankly, after that huge haul I got last week at Half Price Books, I just didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, and there really wasn't any really good deals. It's still I want to say it's still the doldrums and stuff like that, but usually by April you start seeing some better deals out in the stores. Not really seeing that this year. I don't know why, but just nothing is popping up at Best Buy, at Walmart, anywhere. I'm not finding good deals on anything I want anywhere except for, the thrift stores and the half-price books and stuff like that. So yeah, that's probably what you're going to see more of from me in the next few weeks. Hate to say it because I know some of you are probably getting tired of that. I know some of you aren't. Can't wait to see more. But yeah, as that continues to be the case, you're going to see some more videos every now and then where it's like, I just don't have that much to talk about this week. So anyways, with that being said, I do have some titles that I picked up this week that I think you guys might be interested in. But the first thing I want to talk about today is an update. I want to update you guys on the situation with FYE. As you may recall, in one of my videos, I think it was either 1 week or 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I got some things from FYE. I made an order and everything they sent me was perfect. Everything they sent me was exactly what I'd ordered except for one title. And that title was The Host. As I mentioned before, I was trying to get the South Korean monster flick from 2006, and what they ended up sending me was this. The Host. This is the based on Stephanie Meyer, author of the Twilight Saga. They sent me this. This was the wrong title. And I sent them an email telling them that they had sent me the wrong title and asking them to send the correct title. And they responded saying, okay, very sorry about that. We will send you the correct title. Our bad, our mistake. And I was happy to leave it at that. Just like, okay, good. I'm going to finally get the movie that I want, right? Well, the order came in. The second shipment came in, and I now have 2 copies of Stephanie Meyer's The Host. Go ahead, laugh it up. Laugh it up. I know you guys are just sitting there like, ha 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 ha. Yeah, I don't blame you. But the good news is that they're not asking me to return these, and they did actually refund me because apparently they just can't tell the difference between the 2006 The Host and this The Host. They just, I don't know. I can't even explain it. I don't know why they're having so many issues sending the correct fucking movie that they have on their website. But whatever the case may be, they just came to the conclusion, well, we're going to keep fucking this up, so we might as well just refund you. Someday I will get that fucking movie in my collection. But for now, at least I've got 2 copies of the other The Host. Maybe I'll keep one for myself just to watch it and just as like a memory of this stupid crap that happened. But I'm okay with how that went because I got my money back from the original order for the cost of the original Blu-ray that I had ordered, and 2 free Blu-rays essentially. Like, okay, whatever you guys, whatever. You're always gonna mess something up, and granted, you make good on it. If you mess it up, you make good on it. But shouldn't you be trying to not mess things up all the fucking time? Just a thought. Anyways, As we continue on in this video, I want to go ahead and show you what I picked up from Best Buy. Now, this was literally the only title that I found on sale this week that I had any interest in whatsoever. Everything else is like, that's an okay price, but not really a price I want to pay, or it's just something that's like, I don't need that right now, or the price isn't right, or it's something. There was just something. Like, the deals weren't there this week, man. They just weren't. Like I said, it feels like it's still the doldrums, even though it shouldn't still be the doldrums. We're getting to spring. Spring usually means the sales are going to start coming out a little bit harder. They're not coming out. I don't know why, but the sales decided to stay in their little cubby hole for a couple more weeks. What the fuck? Well, anyways, this was a pretty damn good deal, even though I know some people probably don't like it or don't want to see it or don't care for it, whatever the case may be. I decided to pick this up because I enjoy this movie, and that would be What Dreams May Come, starring Robert Williams. I love this movie. It's not perfect, and depending on your views or religious views, you're either going to have a problem with it because it doesn't accurately reflect what you think heaven would be like, or you just don't believe in heaven, or some variant thereof problem that people typically have with this movie. I don't care about all that. What I care about is a movie that kind of gives you its own take on what the afterlife could look like if there is indeed an afterlife. I kind of dig that. I like that when a movie does that. It reminds me very much, actually, a movie that reminded me of this, I should say, that I watched recently, like within the past year or two, was Into the Void. If you guys know what I'm talking about with that movie is excellent. I believe it's on Netflix, at least that's how I watched it. If it's not on Netflix, it's probably on some other streaming service at this point. If you can find it on a streaming service near you, I highly recommend that you watch it. If not, go ahead and try looking for it out in the wild, because it is a very interesting, deep, almost a little bit depressing movie at times, but just thought-evoking movie about what the afterlife even means. You know what I mean? That's very much what this movie is all about to me as well. They're really digging deep and trying to understand what the possibilities actually are, what they could look like, because nobody fucking knows, and the reality is probably nothing, but the mere fact that human beings can imagine something so fantastic and creative, and you can come up with a million different ways to describe it, right? But the mere fact that somebody can come up with an idea like this and put it to film and show it to everyone else, it's just, it to me is an example of how amazing the human race actually is in terms of creativity, in terms of that kind of stuff. Because when it comes to art, we really do get the opportunity to show ourselves, to show other human beings the possibilities that we, like, some of us might not even be able to think of or wouldn't have thought of in a million fucking years. I know most people who watch this probably didn't think immediately, well, that's what I thought heaven would look like. You know what I mean? Most people probably thought, now that is an interesting take on it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm very happy to have found this. This was $5.99 at Best Buy. Very happy to pick this up. Pretty damn good movie. Again, a little bit depressing, kind of like Into the Void, but much, much appreciated that this finally went down to a fairly decent price, and I was able to pick it up for a good deal. Anyways, after Best Buy, I went ahead and went over to Value Village, and the deals weren't so hot this week, but I did find some interesting titles. All DVD, sadly, but, well, it's not so sad when you consider what I got. So, first up, I found a old Clark Gable, Jean Harlow movie, Wife versus Secretary. I mean, I'm picking up all these older movies like this that these are kind of like the precursor, I feel like, to the Warner Archive collection in a lot of ways, because these are titles you typically only find on Warner Archive, or you only find them in a few places. They aren't necessarily readily available everywhere you go, and there are these classic old titles that older viewers are probably maybe going to be familiar with, but most people probably are not going to be familiar with them. And, it's always good to be able to go back and check out what movies were like back then. This is a period in film history that is lacking in my collection. This is the 1930s, and I do not have a whole lot of movies from the 1930s in my collection, so saw this and thought, you know what, Clark Gable, you can't go wrong with Clark Gable, and it also stars Jean Harlow, so very cool. Also includes some pretty interesting special features: vintage musical short, New Shoes, Oscar-winning Crime Doesn't Pay short, The Public Pays, theatrical trailer. I mean, it looks to me from the special features that it's kind of like you could set up your own little way the movies used to be. So like back in the day, before probably any of us were ever even born, when you went to see a movie, they had those kind of shorts beforehand, where they had like the news kind of shorts, or they had the New Shoes shorts. Crime Doesn't Pay, The Public Pays, stuff like that. And with a release like this, you can go ahead and watch those first and then watch the movie and kind of make your own little back in the day how it was kind of viewing experience while watching this movie. I just think that's really cool. It's a nifty way of doing it. I wish more DVD releases for older movies like this were like that, because I think people would get a kick out of that. I think that's a good way to approach doing movies like that. But again, I don't think they really advertised these. If they had advertised this like that and come out and said that's what this is, watch movies the way they were watched back in the day, if they had advertised that, I'm sure a lot of people would have been all over it. But I didn't even know about this until I saw it in Value Village. So, yeah. Continuing on with Clark Gable and Jean Harlow and the 1930s, I found China Seas. This one actually looks a lot more interesting to me than the last one, but I did want to check out both of them. And this one also includes a bunch of shorts from back in the, or a couple of shorts, I should say, from back in the day, so you can do the same thing as you did with the other one. Yeah, when I saw these two sitting side by side right here, I was like, I gotta pick those up. Yeah, and they're in a really good condition. I don't know if you can tell, but they were in really, really good condition. I mean, honestly, these look like they came from a set. They might, in fact, have come from a DVD set of some sort, kind of like the film noir set that I got a while back. But whatever the case may be, I just think it's so cool to have found these out in the wild. They were $3 each. Now, that's not the best price to pay for a used DVD, but the DVDs themselves are just immaculate, probably never been touched, never been watched. So I couldn't complain too dang much, because these are just not titles you see every day. So I was happy to be able to pick them up. Now I can check out some of those older movies that I never got the chance to check out. And then last but not least, the last thing I picked up at Value Village here is another movie I have yet to see that I feel like it's a crime I haven't seen it yet, because I love this filmmaker so much. So that's why I went ahead and decided to pick up, for $3, Pi, a film by Darren Aronofsky. I love this guy's work. I love almost everything he's done. So yeah, I owe it to myself to go back and watch one of those earlier movies from his career, which has a lot of really respectable ratings out there, so I'm sure it's pretty darn good. And it's a sci-fi movie. I love sci-fi. A brilliant mathematician teeters on the brink of insanity as he searches for an elusive numerical code in this critically acclaimed sci-fi thriller. can't wait to finally check this out. I think you guys are going to have to let me know. I think this is on Blu-ray, but it may not be on Blu-ray in the States. I don't know. All I know for sure is that it's a movie I really wanted to see, and it was $3. $3 is not a bad price. I don't think it's a great price, but I mean, it's not something you see, at least for me, it's not something I see all the time in the shops. So yeah, I really wanted to see this movie, so I went ahead and picked it up there. Even though the disc is not the best condition, there is like a significant scratch on it, but it's just one scratch. And I think it'll play just fine, but even if it doesn't, it is the kind of thing that should be able to be buffed out quite easily, or repaired, if you will. I don't know exactly how that's done, but if I run into a case where I've got a lot of DVDs that for whatever reason are not playing, I'll just grab whatever I need to fix them. Because, hey, I'm a collector, and it only makes sense. Anyways, very happy to finally get this in my collection. Now I can finally check this movie out. It's been far too long not having seen this movie. So, yeah, very cool find. Especially when you consider it also came alongside these two in Value Village. So, overall, Value Village was a pretty cool hit. I wouldn't say it was like the best finds ever, but I wasn't too unhappy with them. Pretty cool stuff, all in all. And then I paid $6 here for What Dreams Might Come on Blu-ray from Best Buy. And I got these two movies for free. That's kind of week it's been. It's kind of April, I guess you could say. Total in total, the kind of April that it's been. Yeah, I'm mostly happy about these though. These I feel like were pretty damn good pickups. This one I like, but these two, these three, whenever you could find movies like this in a thrift store, that's always a pretty damn good sign of what may be on the horizon. Now, not necessarily as good as the finds that I made at Half Price Books last week, but still pretty cool, I think. Anyways, that'll do it for me today, you guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Peace.